Record. Great. So, evening, everybody. My name is Bruce Hughes. I'm based in Ballito. I'm a father of 3 boys, an 8, a 6, and an almost 5-year-old. Married to Jenna. She works with a company called the Autism Project here in Ballito, and she helps organize specialists and families and their children to give the best support possible. And we get to do that and live that life and help because of online businesses that we've focused on and global communities that we've got to work with. So if you're on this call, hopefully a little bit about Karatbars might excite you, their model might excite you, the fact that it's an online-based business with global reach might excite you. I'm really hoping by the end of tonight, you've got some good information to go and have a really solid, helpful, good conversation with the person who invited you onto this call so that you can make some good decisions. So having said that, I'm just going to take us into screen share mode. It still blows my mind as a 36-year-old that I can sit in the comfort of my home and do a business presentation with all of you whilst using my smartphone. It's just incredible where we've come with technology. So having said that, I want to introduce you to a technology-based company called Karatbars. For those of you who've not yet done your due diligence on Karatbars, they were established in 2011. Their head offices are in Stuttgart, Germany. They've got corporate global footprint in countries and cities like Miami, Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Slovenia, Romania, Spain, and Bangladesh. They've also got distribution reach into over 140 countries with more than 700,000 affiliates and customers. So a big, well-established global company with global footprint. The company was started by this gentleman over here, Dr. Harold Seitz. Dr. Harold Seitz is a German senator. He does advise to the German Senate on blockchain specifically and on behavioral economics. He is really passionate about taking people into a digital age, but making sure that their wealth and their security rests in gold. And I'm going to unpack what that actually means tonight. What Karatbars and Dr. Harold Seitz have done over the last 8-9 years is they've set up a fairly large infrastructure that includes mining operations, trading desks in Hong Kong and Singapore, registered banks, one in Miami and a second one opening in South America, Brazil shortly. They've also got blockchain-based products such as a point-of-sale system, a telecommunications platform, and phone. They've got their own gold-based cryptocurrencies. And they've also launched some other fairly innovative products. So they're a big company with big reach and a large ecosystem that allows them to generate large amounts of fees. So let's take a look at why gold. Why would Dr. Harold Seitz want to take us into an age that's digital, but make sure that we're still putting our wealth and our security into gold? Very simply, the reason is that gold has proven itself. Gold has a 5,000-year-old romance with us as humans. For the last 2,800 years, it's been used as a currency and a base of trade. And in fact, right up until 1971, all currencies, all paper money was backed by gold. If you had $1, it was backed up by $1 worth of gold. Same with pounds, and in fact, same with rands, the South African rand, up until the early 90s. So gold has value. After 1971, all currencies globally started lifting off the gold standard and they became fiat currencies. In other words, they were currencies that were backed up by a country's assets or a country's GDP. Unfortunately, if you go look at most countries over the last 50 years, most countries have got themselves into debt. And so they've now started adopting something called quantitative easing. And what that means is each year countries print money and inject it into the economy. This devalues our money. It makes our money worth less and less every single year. We call that inflation. We're told that the price of goods and services are going up. The reality is our buying power is decreasing. So since removing the gold standard, we've been in a financial crisis since. If you go and take a look at gold, gold is immune to inflation. gold tends to grow in value. In fact, in the last 100 years, based on supply and demand, and based on fiat currency starting to crash, the price of gold has really risen aggressively. 100 years ago, you could buy a car with 1 kilogram of gold. Today, you can still buy a car with 1 kilogram of gold, even though its dollar value seems to have increased more than 7,000%. So gold is immune to inflation. And if we were smart, we'd be saving into gold. Most people, like me and potentially like you, we can't afford to save into gold 1 kilogram at a time, or not even 1 ounce at a time. So what Karatbars did is they made gold affordable by creating smaller increments, 1 gram, 3 grams, 6 grams of gold at a time. That means people every week or every month can take a portion of their savings and start saving into gold, start saving into something that's immune to inflation. Karatbars took it a step further when they created what we call cash gold. Cash gold is paper money embedded with 0.1 grams of 24 karat gold bullion. You can literally burn that note away and end up with 0.1 grams of gold. That makes it very, very affordable to public Joe. That's you and I. That means every day we could save into gold if we wish to. In 2015, the company took it a step further. They said, let's create a digital payment platform similar to PayPal or Apple Pay or MasterCard, where people who've bought gold can also spend it in a digital form. And so KaratPay became an online platform that allowed people to start spending the gold that they'd been buying, that they'd been saving into. This was a really good first step for the company. It allowed people to enter the digital age with physical gold bullion, but it wasn't quite perfect, and I'll explain why in a moment. The company has continued to make sure that people can get their hands on hard gold bullion by rolling out their cash gold ATMs, which we actually call CEMs. We've got a whole lot of these arriving in South Africa shortly. There's more being shipped into Canada and the US, and obviously more into the other 140 territories that the company operates in. This is just a way to allow people to exchange their money into gold if they wish to store it locally. In 2017, Karatbars, Dr. Harold Seitz and his team started looking at blockchain as a safer online technology, safer than any other digital technology that has existed up until now. If you're not sure what blockchain is, please, I want to encourage you, go and just type in what is blockchain on YouTube. There's some very short, very simple videos explaining, but here's what you need to know. Blockchain as a technology is here to stay. It's the major driving technology behind cryptocurrencies, and it's changing how the internet works. It's safer, it's more transparent, and it's unhackable. It's the perfect technology if you wanted to digitize gold, if you wanted to create a payment system backed by gold on the internet. And so that's exactly what the company did. In 2018, they launched the first ever gold-based cryptocurrency called KBC. This was initially sold internally to registered affiliates and customers of Karatbars only. And those customers and affiliates were purchasing this coin for 0.006 US cents. If you go and look at some of the online exchanges, it's registered on over 14, you'll see today that this coin's currently trading at about 2 cents. So it's grown almost 400% in 1 year. Why? Why has it grown? Because there's a demand for a safe cryptocurrency that's actually backed by a physical asset. And that's what this coin is. As the company continues to mine more gold and vault it, the floor value of this coin will continue to grow too. But this was really the starting point for Karatbars. Karatbars' vision was to create, and is to create, a massive cryptocurrency banking system that's fully run on blockchain, that takes into account all their different infrastructures and fees and puts it in one place. These are fees that are generated through their exchanges, their trading desks, their point of sale systems, their telecommunications platform, all going into a second coin called KCB. KCB will merge with the first coin, so there will be one single coin on the open market. But right now, the company is tokenizing or cryptonizing their entire infrastructure. And that's a world first too. And we're starting to see a lot of big companies starting to follow that strategy. In other words, creating almost a stocks and shares model that is in the cryptocurrency space. This recent move by the company has enabled them to now be ranked in the top 10 blockchain-based companies by Forbes magazine. And it's really allowed a lot of innovators to start partnering with the company on other projects too. So let's talk about some of the projects that the company is now rolling out. They're rolling out the first ever commercially and globally produced smartphone that runs on voice over blockchain protocol. This is called the Impulse K1 phone. This is a technology that has not yet been seen in the marketplace. And so it's a first mover, it's got first mover advantage, and this entire phone is powered by the KCB and KBC blockchain. In other words, fees generated by this phone go back into the value of the cryptocurrencies. They've also got a point of sale system that allows normal businesses and normal retailers and shops to engage with the growing cryptocurrency community. You know, an interesting stat here in South Africa, we have one of the largest crypto adopters per capita. In fact, the lowest survey of 2019 has 10% of all internet users in South Africa already own cryptocurrencies, and the highest survey puts it at 16%. What Karatbars has created is a point of sale system that allows shops to accept cryptocurrencies, but still be paid in their local currency, like rands or dollars or pounds or euros. All fees generated from this also add value to the cryptocurrency. So the company has put together a large infrastructure that constantly adds value to the gold-based cryptocurrency that you and I can access, as well as other products like their laptop, their cell phone, their ATMs, their point of sale systems, and more products to follow. Every single year for the last 8-9 years, the company has also made public its 12-month roadmap. And this year has been without, has been much of the same. In fact, in July the 4th, a lot of people who bought the first cryptocurrency were able to exchange 100 coins for 1 gram of gold. And in fact, we've been doing that daily since. For those of us who've also aggressively been buying the second coin, KCB, those two coins are going to merge. And in fact, the merge date has been moved to the 15th of December. And thereafter, the new coin can be exchanged for physical gold as well. 75 coins to 1 gram of gold. And again, we'll see a rollout for the year of 2020 shortly too. Now, before I get into price points and cost, I want you to understand that tonight there are 3 options on the table. One option is to start saving into gold. Every single week, my wife and I, we take X amount of our weekly money, weekly commissions, weekly savings, weekly cash flow, and we inject it into gold. That's our store of wealth. We also take money every single week and we purchase cryptocurrencies. We purchase KCB. Currently, the KCB can be bought at 150 euros worth. What we're seeing most South Africans purchase at is at about the 3,000 and 4,000 euro mark. And that's simply because more and more South Africans are looking at their financial portfolios and moving 5 to 10% into cryptocurrencies. Within our European market, we're seeing some larger movements, and within some of the African states as well. So large amounts of money being shifted out of traditional platforms and traditional vehicles into this new cryptocurrency and this new marketplace. So there are price points for everybody, or at least we believe that there are. So here are the 2 options tonight. And guys, I want to just talk to you face to face on this. One option, which is a good enough option, is you can register for free with the company, and every day or every week or every month, you can put some of your wealth into gold. And that's a good enough decision. You could stop there. A second decision you could make, which would be a really responsible decision, is you could start moving 5 to 10% of your financial portfolio into cryptocurrencies. It's the third largest market globally. It's the fastest growing, and more traditional financial houses and more banks are creating departments and shifting wealth into that space anyway. So that's a good second decision. The third decision is what I'm most passionate about. It's the decision to become an affiliate with the company. Now, not everybody's going to do that. Not everyone's going to see the value in creating a second form of income. But for my wife and myself and our three boys, this is our primary source of income. We've looked at the products that the company has to offer. We've looked at their affiliate program, and very similarly to Amazon's affiliate program, we've leveraged it. We're on a mission to help more and more people take advantage of the compensation plan to be able to move product, capture market share, and earn commissions for doing so. And we're part of a massive growing community who's doing that throughout 140 different countries. We earn two types of commissions, and we train people and put them on a system in order to make it very easy for everybody to be able to do that too. So guys, there are three options. You can save into gold, you can start moving your wealth into cryptos, but there's also a business model here that you can take advantage of and get paid in euros for doing it. So I want to encourage you to get back to the person who invited you onto this call, find out about the direct commissions and the volume-based commissions, especially if you're business-minded and entrepreneurial. You want to do your maths on that, you want to do your due diligence on that, and find out how you can register with the company and start saving into gold and start getting some cryptos in your portfolio. Guys, before we jump off this call, and I do want to encourage you to jump off this call as soon as you can and get back with the person who invited you on here. Before we jump off this call, I want to invite a good friend of mine. He's actually a family member of mine as well. His name's Garth Richmond. He's based up in Zimbabwe, in Harare, in the hub of a country that has really been torn open by poor governance and inflation. If anybody or if any country needed a solution that worked, it would be Zimbabwe. And so Garth, if you don't mind taking yourself off mute and just sharing with the guys who are on this call, what were some of the boxes that needed to be ticked for you and the growing community in Harare to really take Karatbars as a big company seriously and their solutions seriously in the Zimbabwe climate?
Hi, Bruce. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
All right, great. Thanks for the invite to share on your call here. So obviously, yeah, we live in Zim. Tough times. You could probably hear my generator in the background. We have about 7 hours of power a day. So I've been very fortunate to be able to be involved full-time in the crypto space for up to 3 years now. Guys like you, Bruce, mentoring us has been fantastic. And so obviously we take a look at all the projects coming on board in the blockchain space. I have a lot of time to do that. We see a lot of bad projects, a lot of good projects, and every now and then we see an absolute cracking project. In fact, in the last 18 months, this has been the only project that I've actually taken seriously and leveraged off their system and able to help other people get involved as well. And it's in fact been able to give us an absolutely awesome income, and it's paid outside this country's borders, which is an absolute no-brainer. So thank you.
Well, thanks so much for sharing, man. Really appreciate your time. I'm going to ask one other friend of mine. He's on this call. His name's Chris Maiwa. Chris is based here in Belito, local South African guy. He's worked in big corporates like SAB, also works in the real estate space. Chris, for you, when you looked at Karatbars, you saw the affiliate side, you actually looked at the business model, and you've really run with that. Why is that such a big driver for you? Chris, if you don't mind sharing with us, you can take yourself off mute.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. The major reason is actually an engine in which you really put a mint at the back of your house and start printing money, because that way, you've got all these levels at which you can actually earn depending on your package. And that is just a no-brainer. Some of it, as you bring in more and more affiliates into the fold, you just find that, money just keeps coming through. And for me, that is actually quite critical, because I'm at a stage where I have lost a lot of money in the past, and I'm just trying to actually leverage every opportunity to create more wealth for myself.
Chris, thanks so much. Thanks for sharing. Guys, you know, Chris, when he worked for SAB, really helped capture market share with them. So he's growing big market share here in South Africa. He's growing a big team, a big sales force who are moving a lot of products. And Chris, it's so exciting to see what you're doing in this space. So thanks for sharing. So guys, I really want to finish off tonight with these 3 next steps again. Get off this call and call the person who invited you on tonight. Ask them how you can register for free and start doing your due diligence from the inside out. Ask them to sit with you and show you the products, because you might not be interested in cryptos and only interested in gold, or vice versa. You might be a techie who might more enjoy their phone or their laptop products. So ask them about the products. And then the third thing I want to encourage you to do is look at the business plan. See if this could be your plan B and helping capture market share and get rewarded for doing that. So I want to thank you for your time, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic end to the week. And for all those who are in Joburg this weekend, we have a massive 3-day workshop taking place in Johannesburg at Gallagher Estates. In fact, the corporate team has flown Marcus Brutchko and some of the team out from Stuttgart, and they're going to be sharing Karatbars' game plan on a global scale. And we're going to be grabbing hold of that and looking at how locally we can take that through Southern Africa and Africa as well. So looking forward to a bunch of you being at that event. If you do want to come to it, or you want to come to the Saturday, find out from the person who got you on this call. But well done for being on here. Have a fantastic evening and take care, everybody.